Beneath the surface of every modern convenience, from the phone in your hand to the car you drive, lies a hidden world of raw power. A world of ancient minerals, fossilized energy, and rare earth elements that fuel our civilization and dictate the fate of nations. Right now, a silent war is being fought, not with tanks and missiles, but with mining rights, pipeline routes, and stockpiles of critical resources. The countries that control these treasures don't just have wealth, they hold the levers of global power, and they are not afraid to use them. This is the story of the new resource empires, 031 to 115. Clickbait. What's at stake? In the next few moments, we will map the secret geography of global resource control. We will reveal the tiny African nation that holds the key to the electric car revolution, and the one metal it produces that China is desperate to monopolize. We will expose how a single country in the Middle East can hold the entire global economy hostage with a single decision. We will show you the Lithium Triangle in South America that will power the 21st century, and the intense battle between the US and China to control it. And we will uncover Russia's secret weapon, a resource more powerful than its nuclear arsenal. The future of global dominance will not be decided by who has the biggest army, but by who controls the resources that make that army and our modern world possible. 1:16 to 3 o'clock. The Old King. Hydrocarbon hegemony for the last century. Global power has run on fossil fuels, and in this arena, a few key players have built empires of unbelievable wealth and influence. The undisputed king is Saudi Arabia, the de facto leader of OPEC, with some of the lowest extraction costs and largest reserves on Earth. The kingdom possesses an oil weapon that can send shockwaves through the global economy with a simple decision to cut or increase production. But the landscape is shifting. The United States, thanks to the shale revolution, has become the world's largest producer of oil and natural gas, achieving a level of energy independence once thought impossible. This has transformed it from a consumer at the mercy of global markets into a major exporter that can counter OPEC's influence. Meanwhile, Russia has used its vast natural gas reserves as a geopolitical cudgel, particularly in Europe, where it has turned pipelines into instruments of foreign policy. Control over oil and gas has funded superweapons, built futuristic cities in the desert, and sparked wars. It is the classic, and still incredibly potent, form of resource power. 3:01 to 5 o'clock. The new oil. The rare earth dictatorship. But as we move into a high green energy future, a new set of resources has become critically important. These are the rare earth elements, a group of 17 obscure metals with magnetic and conductive properties that are absolutely essential for everything from smartphones and fighter jets to wind turbines and electric vehicles. And here, one nation has established a near-total monopoly: China. For decades, China strategically positioned itself as the world's rare earth supplier, leveraging its low costs to dominate the market. At its peak, it controlled over 95% of global production. This dominance gives Beijing a stranglehold over entire industries. In 2010, they gave the world a terrifying demonstration of this power during a dispute with Japan, when they suddenly slashed rare earth exports, causing panic and sending prices skyrocketing. While other countries are scrambling to develop their own rare earth mines, China's head start and control over the complex processing pipeline means it will remain the dominant force for the foreseeable future. They have successfully turned a set of obscure minerals into a weapon of geopolitical coercion. 5:01 to 7 o'clock. The Cobalt conundrum. The Congo's bloody diamond. If rare earths are the vitamins of modern technology, then cobalt is the heart of the green revolution. This blue-gray metal is a critical component in the lithium-ion batteries that power our world, from laptops to electric vehicles. And there is one country that utterly dominates its production: the Democratic Republic of Congo. The DRC supplies over 70% of the world's cobalt. This should be a blessing, a ticket to unimaginable wealth. Instead, it has become a curse. Most of the cobalt from the DRC is either controlled by or flows through Chinese companies who have bought up mines and processing facilities, securing their grip on the battery supply chain. The mining itself is mired in horrific conditions, with artisanal miners, including children, working in deadly, hand-dug tunnels for dollars a day. So, While the world races toward an electric future, that future is being built on a foundation of human suffering and geopolitical leverage centered in one of the most unstable nations on Earth. Whoever controls the Congo's Cobalt controls the engine of the 21st century automobile. 7:01 to 9 o'clock. The Lithium Triangle. The white gold rush. As the world moves away from internal combustion engines, a new white gold rush has begun. Lithium is the key element in rechargeable batteries, and the vast majority of it lies beneath the salt flats of a single region. The Lithium Triangle, spanning Chile, Argentina, and Bolivia. This region holds over half of the world's known lithium reserves. The battle for control of this triangle is the new great game of the 21st century. China has been aggressively investing here, buying stakes in mines and securing long-term supply contracts, aiming to replicate its rare earth dominance in the battery market. The United States, through its own companies and diplomatic pressure, is trying to ensure its own access and reduce dependency. The governments of Chile and Argentina are walking a tightrope, trying to harness this resource for national development without falling into a new form of colonial dependency. The arid, high-altitude deserts of South America have suddenly become one of the most strategically important pieces of real estate on the planet. So, we have the old hydrocarbon empires, the rare earth dictatorship of China, the cobalt curse of the Congo, and the lithium rush in South America. These resources have built the modern world. But the story is far from over. In Part 2, we will dive into the resources that will build the next world. We will reveal the tiny island nation with a secret resource more valuable than gold. We will expose the global battle for the food that feeds the planet. And we will uncover the most critical resource of all, one that is becoming scarcer by the day and will soon become more valuable than oil. The battle for the future is just beginning. Part 2. The battle for the future. 10:31 to 11 o'clock. PART 2. Hook. Welcome back. The resources we've discussed so far power our present. But what about the resources that will secure the future? The next wave of geopolitical conflict will not be over oil fields or lithium mines, but over the building blocks of AI, the food that feeds a growing population, and the most fundamental element for life itself. Water. 11:01 to 13 o'clock. The chipmakers. Taiwan's strategic monopoly in the digital age. Processing power, and at the heart of every advanced computer, smartphone, and weapons system are semiconductor chips. This industry is dominated by a single, incredibly vulnerable island. Taiwan, specifically, one company based there. Taiwan Semiconductor Manufacturing Company, or TSMC, produces over 90% of the world's most advanced semiconductors. These are the brains of everything from the latest iPhone to the F-35 fighter jet. This gives Taiwan a form of silicon shield, a strategic importance so immense that it deters conflict, the entire global tech ecosystem, and by extension, the modern military advantage of the United States, depends on the continued stability of Taiwan. China's obsession with reunification is not just about national pride. It is a cold, hard calculation about seizing the crown jewels of the global tech supply chain. The United States, recognizing this catastrophic vulnerability, is spending billions to try to onshore advanced chip production. But it will take years, if not decades, to catch up. For now, the most critical resource for technological supremacy is concentrated in one of the most dangerous flashpoints on Earth. 13:01 to 15 o'clock, the breadbaskets. Who feeds the world? Power isn't just about technology. It's about sustenance. The ability to feed your population without relying on others is a foundational element of national security. And here, the world's dependence is concentrated in just a few breadbasket nations: the United States, Brazil, and the Black Sea region. Primarily, Russia and Ukraine are the pillars of the global grain trade. They are the world's largest exporters of wheat and corn. We saw the power this confers during the Ukraine war, when Russia blockaded Ukrainian ports and sent global food prices soaring, threatening famine in the Middle East and Africa. This was a deliberate use of food as a weapon. Similarly, Brazil's rise as an agricultural superpower, feeding China's massive population, gives it significant diplomatic leverage. Control over food is a soft power that can be hardened into a brutal instrument of coercion in an instant. In a world facing climate-driven disruptions, the nations with stable, abundant food production and large exportable surpluses will hold immense power over those who cannot feed themselves. 1501 to 17 o'clock. The phosphate problem. The fertilizer kingdoms. But to grow that food, you need fertilizer. And the most critical ingredient in fertilizer is phosphate. Without it, global agricultural yields would collapse and billions would face starvation. And just like with so many other resources, its production is concentrated in the hands of a very few. Just for countries China, Morocco, the United States, and Russia control over 80% of the world's phosphate rock reserves. Morocco and its disputed territory, Western Sahara, sit on the largest reserves by far. China, as part of its broader strategy, has restricted its own phosphate exports to safeguard its own food security. This concentration creates a massive vulnerability in the global food system. A geopolitical crisis or a trade dispute involving any of these countries could trigger a fertilizer shortage that would quickly spiral into a global food crisis. Control over phosphate is, quite literally, the power to determine the planet's carrying capacity for human life. 1701 to 19 o'clock. The coming wars. Water scarcity. If there is one resource that will define the conflicts of the 21st century, it is water. It is the only resource for which there is no substitute, and it is becoming increasingly scarce. The world's freshwater supply is under immense stress from climate change, pollution, and overuse. This is already creating flashpoints. In the Middle East, control of the Tigris and Euphrates rivers is a source of tension between Turkey, Syria, and Iraq. In Asia, China's construction of massive dams on the Mekong River is threatening the water security of downstream nations like Vietnam, Cambodia, and Thailand. China, as the source of many of Asia's great rivers, including the Brahmaputra and the Mekong, holds a terrifying water weapon over billions of people. As populations grow and climate patterns become more erratic, the struggle for control over shared river basins and aquifers will move from diplomatic spats to potential open conflict. The next world war may not be fought over oil, but over a drink of water. 1901 to 21 o'clock. The deep sea and asteroid gamble. The final frontier. As terrestrial resources become depleted or politically fraught, the great powers are already looking to the next frontiers. The deep seabed and outer space. At the bottom of the Pacific Ocean lie trillions of dollars worth of polymetallic nodules, lumps of rock containing high grades of cobalt, nickel, copper, and manganese. A secretive state-backed race is already underway between the US, China, and other nations to develop the technology to mine these depths, a process that could have devastating ecological consequences. Even further afield, the concept of asteroid mining is moving from science fiction to serious business planning. Asteroids are thought to contain staggering amounts of platinum, gold, and other rare metals. The nation or corporation that first successfully exploits these extraterrestrial resources will achieve a level of economic and strategic dominance never before seen. The rules for this new gold rush are being written now in obscure international bodies. The control of tomorrow's resources is being decided today in the deepest oceans and the farthest reaches of our solar system. Las 9:01 de la noche. 2:05. Conclusión. The new map of power. So, who controls the world's natural resources? The answer is a complex and shifting map of entrenched empires and emerging challengers. It is Saudi Arabia and Russia with their hydrocarbons. It is China with its stranglehold on rare earths and its aggressive global pursuit of cobalt and lithium. It is the United States, a resource superpower in its own right, but one grappling with new dependence. It is the fragile breadbaskets of the world and the phosphate kingdoms that feed them. It is Taiwan, with its critical monopoly on the chips that power our minds. And it is the nations sitting atop the world's last freshwater reserves. This is not a static picture. The geopolitics of resources is a constant, high-stakes chess game. The winners of this game will not only be rich, they will write the rules of the 21st century. The losers will find themselves at the mercy of those who control the fundamental building blocks of modern civilization. The battle for resources has always shaped human history. But today, the stakes are higher than ever before.